Hello, and welcome to the Virtual Investor Conference Series. On behalf of the Life Science Investor Forum, as well as our co-host, Zacks Small Cap Research, we're very pleased you joined us for our next presentation from Rafarma Pharmaceuticals. Please note you can submit questions for the presenter in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Book Meeting tab found on the top toolbar. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Lisa Babienko. She is the press attaché for Rafarma Pharmaceuticals, Inc., which trades on the OTC markets under the symbol RAFA. Welcome, Lisa.
Thanks. Nice to be here. Dear investors and interested parties, I'm a press secretary of the Rafarma Pharmaceuticals, and I'm glad to present to you our company. Moreover, those who already are familiar with the short history of our company and have questions about our current stock status and market value, please wait several minutes till the end of the speech, where I will be answering on these uncomfortable sometimes questions regarding our status. So current chief of the board, my boss, Mr. Shpurov, who is back there, is Russian citizen, as well as other country citizens. And he bought this company, Rafarma, in the United States only at the beginning of 2021. And the previous shareholder in America left this company. There were no profitable or promising assets or cash on the company's balance sheet. So we had to start from the scratch in 2021. And my boss financed this company from his own pocket. Now we are an international pharmaceutical company who has scientific and market potential with drug manufacturing plants in South Korea, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. It's in Middle Asia, as well as subsidiaries in Korea with Korean investors, in Kazakhstan, and in Hong Kong. Our mission and our specialty in the production is in the production of radiopharmaceuticals, especially radioisotopes and microspheres, as well as substances for the treatment of different types of cancer. You may see it on the slide. Nuclear pharmaceuticals and CAR T cell therapy are the most innovative and successful anti-cancer developments in the world now that help with inoperable cancer and cancer that doesn't respond to conventional methods such as chemotherapy. So it's quite a revolutionary method, nuclear medicine. It is nuclear cell therapy of cancer using radioactive isotopes and microspheres that has no proven side effects, and the percentage of its effectiveness, as well as the percentage of life expectancy after it in the patient, is the highest of all indicators of anti-cancer therapy in the world. We provide business development on the basis of high-tech industries within the concept of so-called Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0, innovative lithium and boron neutron capture therapy for cancer treatment, production of biotechnology drugs and substances, research and development in the most promising segments of the biotech market, autoimmune diseases, cancer, and nervous or psycho diseases. Also high purity aluminium on the basis of aluminium A5N and A6N, which is 99.99% of purity. And this aluminium that we produce as well is used mostly for microelectronics production. Then we produce micron wire based on A5N aluminium. Then we produced colloidal chemistry products, photo and diazotape paper, photo emulsions, medical grade polymers, and our last revolution development is muon radiography that monitors the underground area and the digging of underground tunnels online, which is ideal for the United States, for example, to control drug trafficking and migrants trafficking on the Mexican border. because muon radiography can do it online, sitting in your office, etc. And it also covers monitoring of any minerals underground, seismic focus on the Earth's crust, investigation of the condition of underground structures such as bridges or water dams for cracks, archaeology, and other goals. With the research and development and manufacturing facilities all over the world, we have the resources to advance in the healthcare industry most crucial fields. In addition to production facilities, we have a research base of laboratories and scientists in Kazakhstan and in South Korea. For example, in Kazakhstan, we work with the State Institute of Nuclear Physics of the Ministry of Energy of the Republic of Kazakhstan and its own nuclear reactor. This is a scientific organization in the nuclear industry that carries out a full cycle of research and development work and is engaged in fundamental and applied research and produces radioisotopes that are used for innovative cancer treatment. The deal with the government of Kazakhstan allows Rafarma to occupy a unique position in the global market due to the combination of logistics, production capacities, and competence. By combining the power of boron compounds and neutron beams, we aim to destroy cancer cells with precision, minimizing damage to surrounding healthy tissues. Our end goal, the goal of our company, is the ultimate victory in the age-long fight with cancer. By supplying world's leading medical professionals, we can help modern oncology to visualize and treat a variety of diseases at the molecular level by means of radiopharmaceuticals. Medical isotopes is the heart of modern nuclear medicine. Repurposing existing compounds in accordance with the FDA standards fuels this race against time. We also have been developing smart package and robotic delivery for the distribution of medicines for pharmacies and hospitals by robots. Smart package is the ultimate solution to modern pharmaceutical logistics, where precision and real-time monitoring are paramount. Smart package equipped with a plethora of sensors ensures that vital medications are stored, transported, and delivered under optimal conditions. So next, I'll read the list of questions that may be of any interest for investors, and I would even add that might be of any interest for investors. Please send your further questions to me privately, and we'll get a Zoom, etc., answering that. So the first question that is really important, and I've got it: why are Rafarma shares on OTC worth 0 now? The next one: who is Rafarma auditor? The next one: what actions are you taking now to raise stock shares from 0? Does Rafarma have any debts? Who is the owner of Rafarma and the chairman of the board of directors? Who makes the decisions? When will you be on NASDAQ and fill Form 10? What about the Russian assets that fed Rafarma? Will they not return after the sanctions are lifted? Why don't you have your own production plants in the United States? Why price of the company on the market sell? What is the price of the company on the market sell, which you want to reach after all? What happened to your website? And what is your lawyer in the United States? So number one, why are Rafarma shares on OTC worth 0? And since when it happened? Since we have not had an audit, and because of this, our value on OTC, etc., has fallen. When sanctions were imposed against Russia, the audit was stopped due to the direct ban of American and Russian regulations, American and Russian regulators even, on auditing companies from the Russian Federation or containing Russian assets. And yes, we had Russian assets that were part of the consolidation perimeter of Rafarma in the past. The Russian assets included a federal plant in Siberia, several pharmaceutical companies, and a research base of laboratories and research scientists, one of the best in the world. At the moment, these assets are outside the legal ownership of Rafarma. After the sanctions began, we entered into an agreement with the American audit company LG Soldinger Associates, and which includes an audit of all companies included in the consolidation perimeter. But after the change in investment regulations and the ban in Russia for American audit companies to audit Russian companies, the audit became even more impossible. Russian assets were to be entered into the American company and were to be audited by American companies. But the auditors were unable to work due to the sanctions. We are currently approaching companies that will help us prepare current and retrospective 2022-2023 reports for audit in a version excluding all Russian assets. After reforming our reports, we plan to conduct an audit this year based on the results of 2022-2023 years and submit Form 10. Next question from you. Who is Rafarma auditor, finally? We have chosen Moore Global, MOORE Global, a firm, a respected American international audit firm represented in every region in the world. We have already signed a contract with them. The audit will be completed in the summer 2025. We are currently conducting an audit for 2023-2024, which will cover the withdrawal of Russian assets and the development of our international assets. It's important to note that until the restructuring is completed and the restructuring of the company is completed and the new assets are included, our consolidated statements will not reflect them. All our actions are fully reflected in our combined statements, and by watching them, you can see all our efforts to develop the company. Next question, what actions are you taking finally now to raise stock shares from zero? We want to build a holding under the new brand name Noya. So we will drop the name Rafarma soon, and which will include current companies and assets from Asia. We are currently creating a reliable operational base with minimal exposure to political risks. Currently, we are talking about projects in Korea, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan. After the recapitalization of the company, all these assets will be legally integrated into our company and American company and will serve as the basis for its further development. Based on the accumulated experience, our management team has decided to create several technological industrial projects where we will be able to implement our innovative technologies. Number one, establishment of a subsidiary in Kazakhstan. We are pleased to announce the establishment of this subsidiary that will cooperate with the Institute of Nuclear Physics in Almaty, its Kazakhstan primary city. This joint venture, which includes Bebek Company, Medline Company, and Rafarma, will allow Rafarma to own at least 70% of its capital. The main goal of this project in the coming year will be the organization of isotope production for pharmaceutical radiopharmaceuticals. That's how they called. And we are mainly developing lutetium-177 and terbium-161 isotopes, as well as yttrium microspheres, and a priority for implementation in production. Modification of chamber equipment and development of technologies for isotope extraction and purification, as well as irradiation, quality control, and packaging of microspheres as a finished product. Registration of microspheres and radiosylvectomy in Kazakhstan as medical devices and their implementation in clinical practice. Some other tasks beyond those I just named for the Kazakhstan direction. Purification of strontium and actinium, and further reformation of a pharmaceutical substance. delivery for rubidium generators to the American market, construction of chambers and equipment for substance purification in Almaty, Kazakhstan, and their certification in the FDA in the United States, registration of the already developed PCMA with lutetium, actinium, and terbium as radiopharmaceuticals, and packaging of yttrium microspheres for the Asian market. All that for or within the anti-cancer treatment. All these isotopes and microspheres are needed for this innovative treatment. Number 2 direction, new enterprise in Uzbekistan. We also plan to create a new enterprise in Uzbekistan, which we already even did. And we will control 51% of the shares there. This project, which began during the pandemic, was frozen due to the impossibility of exporting the proposed products last year. We have revised the project in terms of its product line to meet the realities of the local market and increase export potential. This initiative is now focused on the production of psychotherapeutic drugs. And the project of a plant for the production of psychotropic drugs, psychotherapeutic drugs for the needs of the healthcare of the Republic of Uzbekistan, and for the export as well, will be ready by the end of March. We have already signed an agreement with the management of the innovative scientific and production pharmaceutical cluster there, named Tashkent Pharma Park. So it's a pharma park where we will rent a land for our plant, and on whose territory the production will be located. The total investment is about $40 million. And number 3, the last direction that I mentioned, is a joint venture in South Korea. We have established a subsidiary in South Korea in partnership with the local shareholders, Koreans. The company is already registered and is called Noya Therapeutic Limited. Our goal is to promote nuclear medicine in the markets of Korea, Japan, China, and Hong Kong. We will design and build a state-of-the-art facility in Busan, which is expected to be completed by the end of 2026. Rafarma will retain a 51% stake in this project. Once the plant is completed there in Busan, we will evaluate our stake and new unique technologies, which will then be integrated into Rafarma. The primary goal of the joint venture in Korea is to establish and operate a business for the production and sale of medical products based on the isotope yttrium-90. The next steps will be the introduction of boron and lithium capture therapy technology, smart packaging, as well as the production of microsphere-based products for the East Asian markets and its promotion for the treatment of cancer. The potential revenue of the created enterprise can reach $50 million minimum in the first 5 years, with potential profits exceeding $20 million in 4 years. Next question is, does Rafarma have any debts? No, we don't have any debts. Next one, who is the owner of Rafarma and the chairman of the boards of directors? Who makes the decisions? It's Ilya Shpurov, my boss. He's a physician and pharmacist by higher education. And he's professionally versed not only in the science of chemistry and biology, but also in production technologies. He is a Russian Jew with several citizenship after the war sanctions. And I'm also Russian, but with Ukrainian citizenship. Number 6, when will you be on NASDAQ and fill Form 10? As soon as we complete the American audit, which were impossible for us to do because of the war and sanctions for Russian past major assets, as I explained before. Number 7, what about the Russian assets that fed Rafarma? Will they not return after the sanctions are lifted? Well, it's an open possibility. We'll see the geopolitical forecast. 8. Question number 8. Why don't you have your own production plant in the United States? We want an American plant and FDA registration for all of our anti-cancer drugs, and not only for them, for example, also for our sterile hospital antibiotics, etc., etc. We are looking for land, actually, and premises in America, and plan to hire an FDA consultant there. And personally, myself, I was on a business trip in the United States, primarily for looking for the land and building for the American plant. Number 9, what price of the company on the market sale do you want to reach after all? We find quite possible of $2 billion estimate after all. Quite realistic. 10, what happened to your website? Why it doesn't show all information from 2021, including all news and press release sections? We will be renaming the company of Rafarma to Neue Pharmacology Laboratory. Firstly, because our Rafarma was previously, before us, involved in cannabis, and we don't want to have anything to do with cannabis. And secondly, because there are other pharmas in the world, and the names are at least confusing. Soon we will launch a new website, which has already been developed in collaboration with the Canadian web design firm and Canadian hosting. And current website is a temporary version because an old one was attached to Russian hosting. We didn't want to prolong a rent of Russian hosting any longer, so our old website shut down because of the stopping hosting rent, which we didn't need anyway because we will have a new name and a new website, which will have nothing in common with Russian hosting or Russian assets so far. And the last one question is, who is your lawyer and representative in the United States? It's Leonard Graver, LA and Silicon Valley lawyer, and his Graver company. So that's all for now. I'm looking forward to your further questions, and thanks for the attention.